Hello. I'm doing 2 lives in one day. Yay. We're going to talk about SMART goals. We are in July. I was supposed to do this training last month in June, but I don't know where time went. So I'm going to do it today. I'm going to give maybe a couple people some time to jump on, and then I will jump into it. Yes, I will save this so you could do a replay of it. So I'm super excited. Hey, I have one person here. I'm gonna start. So we're gonna talk about how to set SMART goals and why it's important or relevant in a wellness journey. So SMART goals is just an acronym. It's not necessarily mean I'm telling you how to set SMART intelligent goals. So SMART goals, the S is for specific, measurable, action-based, realistic, and time-bound. So I'm gonna go through each letter and then give you some practicals, give you some takeaways, and then also provide you with some examples of goals that are not SMART goals and goals that are. So before I jump in, why is this important or relevant to like your wellness journey? Well, it sets you up to be more successful. Okay, the way our brain works is once something happens that is positive, it generates excitement and momentum, and then we feed off that momentum, and then we want to keep going, or we want to keep doing it, or we want to challenge ourselves a little bit more. And so when you set up goals that help you to be successful, you're providing yourself with that momentum. You always, of course, want some goals that are going to be there just to stretch you and just to grow you. And it's like, okay, I may not really achieve this, but I'm going to grow and stretch. But when it comes to your wellness goals, like you really want to ensure you're starting off making goals that you can be setting yourself up for success. So the first letter in the acronym of SMART is S. So you want goals to be specific. So with this, you want to think details, details, details. Like literally close your eyes. You should be able to visualize what you're doing, who you're doing it with, what do you hope to achieve, where are you at, what time of the day is it. All of these things you should be thinking about when you're setting a goal, right? So just place the vision of what you're doing in your head and then write that and jot that down. So be as specific as possible. 2 is measurable. So you want to be able to look back and clearly identify if you achieved the goal or not. Have you made any progress? Like when you went to sit down and see how that goal, like how you did with that goal, how do you know that you did it? If it's not measurable, it's going to be really hard to know if you made any progress with it, or if you've achieved it and you need to be making another goal. I also think measurable goals help you to identify if you need to go in and make changes and modify it, and you're not just trying to achieve a goal that isn't working for the current experiment that you're doing. Then you have A, which is action-based. And so action-based means that you want your goal to be a behavior and not an outcome. So an outcome would be like, I want to reduce stress, but the behavior would be through yoga, through journaling, through meditation. And so the outcome is what could happen or what might happen if you're consistent in a behavior. And the behavior is the actual thing that you're doing consistently to achieve the outcome. You typically want one behavior per goal. So don't just say you're going to reduce your stress and so I'm going to do 10 minutes of yoga, going to journal for 15 minutes a day, and then I'm also going to do meditation every morning. You put 3 behaviors in one goal. That's a lot. So how are you going to measure the progress of that goal? Because now you have 3 behaviors and you don't know if you've really just achieved the yoga and the journal goal, and maybe it's the meditation goal that needs to be adapted. So try to have one behavior per goal. And then the next one is you want to have it be realistic. I think there's a lot of type A and perfectionist people here, okay? So you want goals that are attainable. If you have not like been to a gym or you haven't done a certain activity in forever long, do not set a goal that is just like, well, I know I haven't gone to the gym in 6 months, but I'm gonna go run 3 miles 3 times this week. Maybe we just need to start with half a mile. Maybe we just need to start with walking. Like there's so many different factors that need to be considered or experimented with. So make sure you set a realistic goal, and it doesn't mean it's easy, it means it's attainable. And then T, the last one, is time bound. So when does this end? Is this the goal for that you want to accomplish in 2 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, right? That influences a lot of factors too, and also allows for you when you're going to check in on those goals, how are you doing in terms of when you put that time bound stamp on it. So key takeaways. First, paint the picture. Be specific as possible when you're creating your goals. You should be able to visualize who's there, where you're at, who's with you, what do you hope to accomplish, what are you wearing, what time of day it is. And then 2, you want to make goals that are behaviors and not outcomes. So behaviors are again the actions you're consistently doing to get to an outcome. And then 3, keep in mind what it is that you want to do. So for example, if you set a goal that's like, I'm not going to think negative thoughts when I walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the gym. Like reframe it of, I will think positive thoughts when walking on the treadmill for 30 minutes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the gym this week, right? You're focused and reframing on what you want to be doing, not on what you don't want to be doing. And the 4th takeaway is use all aspects of the SMART acronym, the S.M.A.R.T. Don't just pick bits and pieces of it. And the last one is you want to write goals in the language of I will. By writing goals in the language of I will, you're verbally making a commitment that you will be doing this, right? I will be packing my lunch 3 times a week this week. Like you're saying I will. It's not like pack lunch on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's kind of like, that's kind of vague, and honestly there's no commitment in that because there's no timestamp on it and there's no language of I will. And so I want to offer you like a practical. So I've kind of walked you through this acronym of how to set up SMART goals. But now let's say you have a set of goals and you're ready to start implementing them. Well, one thing I like is habit stacking. So when we have a developed habit, our brain already has a neural pathway that it takes for that habit. So perform a new habit or one that you want to be a habit in a current one. And so that way that new behavior is in line or aligned with a current neural pathway. Our brains like to use the pathway of least resistance in times of stress. So you want to ensure you're working in tandem with your brain and not working against it. So habit stack. An example of this that I like to offer is like, let's say making your cup of coffee in the morning is something you don't even have to think about. That's what gets you out of bed when your alarm goes off. If you're trying to start meditating or journaling in the morning, try setting like your journal or pen by your coffee maker or whatever, so that in the same token of you making your coffee, you're like, oh, well, while I wait on this, I'm going to journal until my coffee is done. So you're habit stacking a new behavior in a current one. And so the last thing I wanted to offer up was some examples. So as I say these out loud, I just kind of want you to think to yourself, like, is this a SMART goal or is this not a SMART goal? Okay, so I want to get to the gym. That is not a SMART goal. That is an outcome. That's like an intention. Like that's what you want to be doing. What about I want to drink more water? That's an outcome. That's not a SMART goal. So an example of a SMART goal would be like, this week I will drink 64 ounces of water between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, right? That has all the components of the SMART acronym in there. And at the end of the week, you'll be able to measure how much water did I drink each day? How am I doing on this goal? Do I need to modify it in any way? And this SMART acronym is not something I made up. It's actually accredited to a guy with the last name of Doran, and he came up with it in 1981, and it is just such a great way to be able to set yourself up to have successful goals or achieve goals and be successful in them, because they're actually providing you with a way to measure them. They're specific and time-based and actually realistic. So I wanted to offer that to you all, how to set SMART goals. This is the same way that I walk my clients through in our sessions and setting up their goals, and it's been so amazing to see these women who are literally like, I always set goals, but then I never meet them and I fall off the wagon, to coming into our second session like literally having success in 3 out of the 4 goals. Like they're like, oh, that was 100%, I achieved that. Oh, 80%, like I achieved that one. And they're like, I was actually surprised at how easy it was to get through and actually achieve these goals. And it's because we set them up in a way that is smart, and it's a tool that they'll be able to walk away from our coaching with, and so that they can set themselves up for success even after they leave the coaching relationship with me. So if you are interested in partnering with me in one-on-one coaching, if you feel that I can help you establish certain behaviors or tools on your wellness journey to help it be sustainable change and not the constant going in a circle, getting stuck, starting over, but constantly having momentum forward, then click the link in my bio. You can apply to work with me, or you can schedule an interest call. I would love to hear your story, and I really hope that this is helpful. Thank you guys for sticking around and listening to this training. I hope you have a good rest of your day.